Hi, and welcome to my video. This video is about how to create a lesson plan. So it's gonna be for the subject of didactic planning for the University of El Salvador. Right? So my name is Angel Sarabia and I want you to learn how to create a lesson plan. So this is pretty much what I have created right now. This is the lesson plan. On the left hand side, I'm showing you the lesson plan that I use to create my class. So if we check here, we have a lot of options, or we have a lot of components on this lesson plan. But before starting explaining to you what's going on here, let me tell you that in order for me to create this plan, I needed to read the English syllables for third cycle, which is the one that our teacher gave us. And the unit that I was assigned to me was the unit number 6, which is the healthy habits. So let me go ahead and share a little bit more. So as I mentioned before, this is pretty much the lesson plan that I use. If you check here, we have a lot of components. I'm going to let you know what's going to be the first option. So the first option is the content area. As I mentioned before, the plan was assigned to me was for 8th grade, unit number 6, which is healthy habits. The topic that I selected was exercising and sports, and the date it's going to be for November 22nd. Right. Now let's move on to the second part. So one important component for this lesson plan is to know or to create an objective. So for the objective, I use the SMART technique to create the objective. So in my objective is at the end of this lesson, the student will be able to understand short expressions related to exercising and sports in the context of daily life activities within a present time frame. So based on the requirements, I needed to put together pretty much two topics. One topic is going to be the exercise and sports, and the other component, the grammar component, was the present tense. So that's why I was able to create this plan with this information. So moving forward, after the objective, we need to have some context for this for learning. In my case, the context for learning is going to be the ESL students in San Juan Lopico area at the end of their unit of study. That means that if I have to give this class or deliver this class, so the students are going to be pretty much at the end of the cycle. So it's the unit number 6 is the last unit on the year, and the topic uh, that I selected was pretty much the last topic of the year as well. So that's why we need to know about the context. So they have a lot of background, the knowledge background, let's say, because they were able to approve the previous units. So the instructional delivery. So I'm gonna have like a motivation activity, which is a warm-up. Um, in this case, I created a couple of options. So for this activity, it's gonna be a matching parts game for 10 minutes. So one thing that I want to let you know is that this plan it's based on the listening. I mean, we're gonna be covering a lot of topics, but pretty much the main skill that I need to improve, let's say, or practice with the students, it's gonna be the listening skill, not the speaking or the writing, but the listening. So that's why I have created this option. So in this case, again, because we're practicing or we're improving our listening skills, when they click on the name, they're gonna be able to listen to the sound. So if they listen to the sound, then they can move the name to the right position. So if this is aerobics, they need to move to the right place. And the same thing it's going to be happening for the next components. All right, so this is a simple activity, but again, this is going to be focused on the listening part. That's why they need to improve the listening. So the next component after the warm up, it's going to be the procedure. So the procedure that I have created, it's going to be divided into 5 components. So the first one, it's going to be learning vocabulary related to exercise. For this activity, I have created pretty much the same using images, because 8th grade students, they are pretty much like 12, 13, or 14 years old, and they like to have this type of images, let's say, not like cartoons, but real pictures, real photographs. So that's why I selected this type of images. And also, yeah, when I click on the icon right here, so the sound, it's gonna be playing. So, and the good thing about this option is that I was able to find online an application that I can enter the text and they can play it and record it as a native speaker. I mean, I was able to say it, but the thing is that they need to listen to a different accents, not only as a teacher, but for male, female, kids. So that's why it was really good. So when I play right here, the students are going to be able to listen to the sport, and then they're going to be able to repeat. For this activity, it's going to be for 5 minutes. So moving forward, the second activity that I have created, it's going to be the review of the present tense time frame. Again, for this activity, I have selected only 5 minutes. Why? This is because, as I mentioned before, based on the context, the students, they have the knowledge about the simple present, the present continuous. So that's why it's going to be like a quick review. And I have selected also quick tips for them to remember. For example, in the simple present, they need to add the extra s with the third person in singular. And for the present continuous, the quick tip is going to be to add ing to the main verb. So we're going to be focused on the simple present, present continuous, or affirmative, negative, and question statements. So this is going to be the grammar part. This is going to be the time when I'm going to be where where I am as a teacher, I'm going to be able to speak a little bit more. So, because remember that this lesson is based on students. So we need to decrease the teacher talk time and we need to increase the students talk time. So that's why it was created this way. So the next activity, which is going to be on the same part, it's going to be the affirmative statements. For the affirmative statements, um, the students need to listen carefully what is on the image. So on the previous slide, it was like just the name of the sport, soccer, basketball, swimming, or sport. But in this case, I have created like sentences or affirmative statements using simple present and present continuous. For example, he plays soccer. We are playing basketball. And they need to make sure to understand the two difference between the simple present and also the present continuous. And this is going to be just for the affirmative statements. So moving forward, it's going to be for the negative statements. For the negative statements, it's going to be pretty much the same. Students, as soon as I hit this button, the students will be able to listen to the audio that it's telling us what's going to be the sentence right here. They are not eating, they are doing exercise. I do not like, uh, I don't like to play soccer. I like to play football or American football. So we have created a couple of statements using the simple present and also the present continuous. In this part, which is going to be for 5 minutes as well, we need to make sure that students know the difference between the simple present and the present continuous in the negative form. For example, for the simple present, they need to use an auxiliary verb, which is do not, or does not. And for the present continuous, they just need to add not after the to be verb. Is not, are not, or I'm not. And then the verb in the ing mode. And all right. And the last part, it's going to be for the question statements. So again, it's going to be for 5 minutes. So as soon as I click this button right here, they're going to be able to listen some questions. And the good thing is that we have a question, but we also have the answer. For example, are the kids playing soccer? Yes, they are. Are the kids playing basketball? No, they aren't. Do you like to play soccer? No, I don't. I like to practice karate. So, you see, they have two options. One for the simple present and one for the present continuous. Questions and answers. All right? And let's move forward here. So, and then I have set up a contingency plan. So in case that I have more time, we need to work in pairs where students have to create affirmative, negative, and question statements to make sure this topic is understood. So it's easy. That's going to be the contingency plan. So with this part, I have covered pretty much the presentation, practice, and now it's going to be the time for them to produce. All right, so the 3 P's have been covered already. And at the end, I'm gonna have an evaluation or the assessment. In this case, I have created an activity which is time to climb. This is a game that I have created using the Nearpad app. So we can go ahead and use it. The students have to answer 5 questions relating to what we learned today. As an example, I have here, what is the sport these girls are practicing? The first question is really easy. So swimming, aerobics, hiking. So they need to select the right answer. Okay, and then we have here the next questions. Louis, playing, or plays. In this one, I need to select, the right option. So based that Louis is the third person in singular and we're using the simple present tense, they need to select plays. Number 3, it's going to be for negative. We jumping, we hiking. We are not, it's not, or I'm not. It's easy. Do you like to practice karate? No, I don't. No, I don't, or yes, I do. But we need to make sure what's going to be the right answer. And are you eating right now? No, I'm not. I'm hiking, I'm cycling, or I'm swimming. So you see, it's not that hard. So the next component of the lesson plan, it's going to be the closure. So at the end of the class, I'm going to review with the students all the topics covered during today's session and make sure they communicate properly using correct tenses and structures. So that's pretty much what I have covered. So, and the reflection about using listening when creating a plan, it was awesome. I was able to learn how to create a plan, And yeah, it was really good because it helped me to create the lesson and also to have in mind pretty much all the details. So if I follow the structure and if I follow the plan, so the learning process it's gonna be improved a lot. So that's it for today. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye for now.